And welcome to devlog number 21. Another demo day come and gone with no demo. C'est la vie. I did give you all ample warning about the video drop this time, and I hope some of you even played some of the demos as well. I always include a link to the most recent demo day in my devlog videos in the description, so if you want to play some demos, give it a click. Anyways, what's been going on? Feels like a lot to me. There's always a point in game development where I stop wondering if it'll be fun, and I just know it's fun, and I definitely crossed that milestone recently. It took a lot of legwork to do so, however. Last time I was just playing around in Blender, having made the first enemy model and the first person model, and here it is now. As you can see, it's, dare I say it, looking like a game. I'm still ironing out some weird behavior. If you follow me on Twitter, I was QQing about some challenges, but it's coming along nicely at the moment. I'm real proud of myself that the player hands go from relaxed to balled into fists when the player character has energy to punch, and vice versa. Makes it perfectly clear when you can and cannot attack, just like the fire VFX. As you can see, it's doing its job. I also added a small reticle in the center of the screen because I was having some trouble telling where I was aiming while testing. I also added a bit of slowdown after a successful attack. You hyper-observant viewers would have noticed that while the dash instantly drains the player character's energy, the punch drained it quickly but over time. I had always intended for you to be able to combo punch into punch while killing enemies, and now you can. Cool added bonus is that now you can do some fun punch-based movement. I also limited the spinning so that way you can only do it while on the ground. It's good, but not perfect. Sometimes you end up upside down. I still need to fix some stuff. And honestly, I'm probably going to limit the spinning even more to just 90-degree increments. While the absolute freedom is nice, I think limiting it is just probably another step in the right direction. And I've got this first baddie working, except for the actual damage. This bad boy right here was my first foray into behavior trees in UE4. It was a little awkward at first, but after the Stockholm Syndrome kicked in, I learned to love them. And honestly, one of the nice things about Unreal Engine is just having behavior trees come with the editor, with a GUI. Back when I was using Unity, I basically ran the gamut of how to set up enemy behaviors. I hard-coded it more than once, then I wrote my own blackboards, behavior trees, GOAP, and hierarchical task network. And honestly, the two major complaints about doing these things in Unity is that one, I always had to dip back into C# whenever I needed to implement a new behavior, and two, I never had a good GUI, since I was just doing it for myself or a small team, but never commercial distribution. And yeah, I knew there were paid things, but I ain't that kind of guy. Now, at first, I was not a true believer in behavior trees. I almost resorted to hard-coding behavior again, but let me tell you what, the scales fell from my eyes when I figured out services. They're nice. They're real nice. Allows me to regularly update the pathfinding so that way the baddies are going to where you are, not where you were. My opinion of behavior trees did a full 180 after I learned about them. Maybe since most of my baddie behaviors are just a variation of move to someplace you can attack the player, then attack the player, blueprints just mesh so well with tasks. It's mwah. Perfecto. Also, look at this. I love this. I am hopelessly addicted to smears. Also, I've begun work on the first level and props. I'm looking towards Tibetan architecture for this one. I saw a picture of the Potala Palace with its sheer vertical facade, and I thought to myself, what did it be like to spin that bad boy? I don't know. Kinda lengthy tangent, but I had a run-in with a coyote about a year ago now while walking a dog. Thankfully, the doggo was small enough where I could just pick her up, and I scared the coyote off. But after the surprise and rush, what really struck me was how it moved about the space. It just jumped over a hedgerow to get away from us. It didn't go around. It wanted to get away from me, so it took the shortest path. So now I'm trying to decompose spaces more when I think about them. I try to look at a big wall and I'd imagine walking on it or just falling over it, if that makes sense. Also, I like the vivid colors. I chose the purple color scheme of the enemies knowing that it'd have to be easily visible against solid white, yellow, or red backgrounds. So I have these here texture atlases, and they're nice. Check out devlog number 7, level design stairs also, for getting textures and my material creation workflow, and devlog number 9, demo development in depth for the benefits of texture atlases. I've made a single column so far, and also a large brazier.
Brazier or brazier?
that's loosely inspired by Tibetan butter lamps. Also this nice fire material. Hey, would you look at that? Just a single texture. I told you guys, vectors for visual effects. Almost like I made a video covering that. And that just about wraps it up for this episode. Next video will be quaternions, and I think you'll find there was a reason I didn't include them in the core math series. As always, thank you for watching, I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a good day. If you liked the video, please give it a like, and if you disliked it, please give it a thumbs down. I deserve it. And if you want to follow along with my devlogs, intermittent math videos, or whatever I end up cranking out next time, please subscribe. Also, I read and cherish every single comment. I love them, keep them coming. I'm also on Twitter, where I post about using duct tape solutions instead of understanding and fixing problems. I also post what I bake when I bake it, so that way you don't have to wait till the end of each episode for the baking segment. Right, this is exciting. Alright, so, as you can see, it's focaccia. And, yeah, it's good. Honestly, I remember this one. It came out, I was real pleased with it. It came out really good. And also, what else is exciting is I used one of my Christmas presents. Yeah, this is a gigantic carbon steel skillet. I think this is, I was a little too early. If you look at this, it's not, there's practically no patina on it, but still, it didn't stick too badly. But yeah, it's focaccia, got nice herbs on it. Of course, you got the rosemary. Just focaccia and rosemary goes together so well. I believe there's also some oregano, black pepper. I like black pepper on it. It's good. Here's a nice cross section. As you can see, yeah, it came out really good. And if you think this is small, it's not. This skillet has about a foot diameter, so it's big. Yeah, so this came out really well. Yeah, this is good. This was while I was at my friend's, while my place was getting termite tented. So, you know, I was there, I made some bread as like, hey, thanks for letting me sleep on the couch. Just an easy way to show my gratitude, you know? And what else? I believe there's another cross section. Yeah, and here's a nice big slice of it. There's no whole wheat in this one. Sometimes I don't enrich the dough, but if I don't add whole wheat, I will enrich the dough. And by that, I mean I added oil to the dough. So this one's just salty, oily. It's basically fry bread. It didn't stick too badly. It was just a few parts on the skillet. But now, I mean, if you saw a picture of it now, it's like almost completely black. It's got a beautiful patina on it. It's non-stick. It's great. Just some classic focaccia. I always like making focaccia every now and then, especially if I have fresh rosemary. But anyways, that's about it. I'm going to use my classic sign-off. The yeast in the air is free. Go out there and bake. It's a great way to show the people you love and cherish your appreciation. And I will see you next time.